The content of this video is for informational and educational purposes only. We do not support violence of any kind.
We're not fighting the military. We're not trying to secede from the United States. If we do, then we're losing all the progress we're actually trying to make.
Leaving the precinct was not my decision.
I got shot on 11th and Pike.
How long do you think Seattle and those few blocks looks like this?
I don't know. We could have the summer of love.
19-year-old Lorenzo Anderson died the early Sunday morning. Young was shot.
I wasn't here last night. I got the call around like 1 o'clock in the morning. I rushed down here and the police wasn't even down here yet. There wasn't no police down here, nothing yet. My little brother was in a tent. They hid my little brother from me for the longest. I thought my little brother was at a hospital. They hid my little brother from me for the longest. I didn't see where they had my little brother at until about 9 o'clock this morning, and the table was covered in blood. And they told me that table wasn't covered in my little brother's blood. Well, my little brother was the only one that died here. My little brother was the only one that was carried to a table here. The other victim drove themselves to the hospital. So why did they lie to me about what was on that table? You know what I'm saying? On top of that, we asked them about, maybe moving the table or something, It's a problem with that too as well.
Is the table still there?
The table's right there,
Yeah, though, that's the...
I've never had any type of respect for authority, but as far as this chop, y'all need to figure out some type of authority, some type of leveling system or something, because that's not gonna work, not for me. Y'all screaming Black Lives Matter. Yesterday was Juneteenth, That's the day that the slaves were freed, you feel me? Y'all should have been prepared for niggas to be out here, There's a difference between black people and niggas. What y'all had out here last night? Watch that nigga, bro. What y'all had out here last night was niggas, Them wasn't African Americans, African Americans, we can do shit civilly, Let Washington become lawless. It's bad. There's gonna be 50 deaths about my brother. But we don't even want that. I'm trying to stop the bloodshed on the streets, Because it's the simple fact that my little brother got taken from me, and I'll be damned if one of my little brothers get taken from me. Because if one of them get taken from me, y'all gonna see a whole another side of me. I'm going to jail for life. Promised. It's promised. I love these little guys to death, bro, for real.
And are you out here? You said that you're out here tonight and you'll be out here every night. Is that because it's like this? It brings you some kind of sense of feeling?
It's not even that. It's just we're here for a minute. This is my block now. My little brother died on this block, bro. So we gonna be here for a minute.
We got at the moment, an unsubstantiated or unconfirmed report of potentially another gunshot right here. And now, although we keep hearing that there's nothing wrong and everything is good, we continue to see medical personnel and some security now.
Oh, no, they literally threw up about 5 shots right here. While you guys are over there, they threw up about 5 shots over here.
You heard 5 shots?
No, I was right here.
You were right here?
Because you guys were coming down 10th.
Uh-huh.
I'm coming to catch you guys, right?
Okay.
And then you guys get over, and then the shots happen.
Okay.
Right?
So this is a second shooting?
Yeah.
And maybe that's what the officer was referencing. I don't know, because the officer said that, man, he's getting called that there's another body in there. I mean, body very well could mean victim, and casualty. Body might not necessarily mean dead body.
They're putting somebody in the gurney.
There it is right there.
Yep.
There it is right there. So Eric called it. So there is, and that's the van right there. And now they're placing someone in the van. They're placing someone in the van right there. They just put somebody very well second. Could be a second gunshot victim. Eric said that he saw and so now they're telling the van to go. They're telling the van to go. It looks like they put another victim over there, and this very well could be what the officer was referring to when he stopped on Broadway. He said they got a report that there was another body. Okay, and now this van is now leaving. This van is now crossed outside of the CHOP, and I'm assuming that this van is now, again, on its way to Harborview Medical Center.
I was shot in Seattle at Chaz on Friday. The cops left me out there to die. I need help with somebody in the legal or media to get my story told and get it out there. I got shot 5 times. Need you guys' help. I'm still fighting, still holding strong. I was one of the people that got shot in Seattle on Friday night. Got shot 5 times in my stomach. I'm not doing real good. It's touch and go, but I ain't giving up. I want you guys to know my story, to know that Seattle police left me out there for dead. They never responded. They left me out there to bleed out. Need your help, guys.
As mentioned in his social media, he was able to have his story told on KIRO 7 News Channel.
DeJuan Young was alert, though in excruciating pain, he said, just 2 days after he was shot outside the Capitol Hill organized protest zone. He heard the first shooting and decided to leave. He reached 11th and Pike, he says, when a group of men intercepted him.
So who shot you?
So basically, I was shot by, I'm not sure if they're Proud Boys or KKK, but the verbiage that they said was, hold this and shot me.
Young says the force was so great it pushed him onto the hood of a car.
And they stood over top of me and continued to fire, and I tried to protect myself and got shot in the arm. And they got away.
His was the second shooting over a violent weekend in the so-called...
Someone said at that point, like, okay, we're going to get a van. Since no ambulance is coming, we have to get this guy to the hospital.
Alex Bennett, a former nurse, and several CHOP volunteer medics took him to Harborview by personal vehicle as Seattle fire medics waited for police escort that was never provided.
This is an incorrect claim since Mr. Young's shooting had happened 30 minutes after the first at 2:16 a.m. The paramedics you see waiting were waiting after the first shooting. SPD claims to have arrived at the scene by 2:30 a.m. Seattle officials announced on Monday that they would begin to dismantle the 6 blocks of occupied streets known as the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, or Chaz, following 3 shootings at the site in 48 hours. What are your thoughts? Did the decision come little too late, or should the protesters be allowed to stay? Comment below.